Here I'm taking a look at assignment 2 in order to give it its due and also consider what you've got here in light of the fact that you might want to borrow an idea from a second thumbnail and interject it into your design as you work on bettering it, moving from week 5 to week 6. Also, I'm providing some images here, just food for thought, not that your work should look particularly representational or like that of another artist. Well, Jerome, I know that you've selected the bottom right design here, which could be okay. I'm interested to study what you've done with it, with color. The images I added for you actually relate to the bottom left design. Brancusi's Endless Column and this wall screen by Erwin Hauer. You may remember that Hauer was a student of Albers. You know, I do like what's going on in the top right design in many ways too. It seems as though the squares around the central stars are smaller on the right, and I'm not sure why that would be. It's a matter of using guidelines and grid to get that lined up. I do like the syncopated feel there, where sometimes the bar or the background is black and other times it's gray. Sharon, I know you're going with the bottom left design. And while I like the sense of contrast there, I'm hoping that you'll be able to integrate what is a sort of backdrop with a set of irregularly shaped shapes there on top. Maybe a key would be to remove the stroke from the shapes on top. I mentioned the work of Charles Birchfield, and you know, there's that green painting. Also, you see him painting above. Another artist who uses a sort of unusual angularity in a representational picture is Jacob Lawrence. And once more, not that you should work in a representational manner, but these compositions may suggest ideas for you. Hello, Keely. We've already taken a look at this, and I noticed that since then you've changed your design considerably. I like the illumination quality that we see in all of them, actually. You know, that top right one looks a bit like a Christmas tree, which certainly does have some resemblance to a chandelier. Hi, John. I've been dwelling on your bottom right thumbnail, and I like the way that the square appears to be something like a picture on the wall, and then there's a square box sitting on the floor. This reminds me a little bit of a composition like ones Albers worked with, you know, homage to a square. And I think of Peter Halley's work, too. Peter Halley actually teaches at Yale, which is where Albers taught. Albers is long gone by now. But Halley's also begun to work in these boxy forms. This one that you see depicted here in the center is something like a tree, though made of wood, and it is painted inside. If I remember correctly, you're going with the third thumbnail, and there's a sense of conflicting geometry or perspective. And I would say if there is conflicting perspective, play that up so that it is apparently intentional. Hi, Zach. You know, looking at your thumbnails, the two on the right captivate me. They remind me, in some small way at least, of native Australian works of art, like the Aborigine dot painting that you see pictured here. I know you're going with the bottom left thumbnail, and it won't be until the last assignment of the session that you have to explain how it is you created your design. I wouldn't mind knowing more about it now. I'm interested to get a handle on how much control you had over the creation of this. It's an interesting effect, but I wonder whether you might be able to take this and repeat it or make it part of a larger composition on its own. It feels more like an effect than a composition proper. Hello, Paulina. I know you're busy getting a handle on Illustrator, and actually the best time to learn things with regard to software is when there is something you want to do with them. All of these are okay. If I had to pick one, it would be the top right one. You may have picked one by the time you hear what I have to say about this. I wanted to bring to your attention this work by Polly Applebaum. You'll find more images of hers on the web. She often deals with a flowery design. Hi, Stephen. Your works made me think of the work of Lee Bontekoe to some extent, that top left image and also the bottom right one, which seems to be the basis for what you've moved forward with. Hi Rachel, with the one that you've chosen to go with, I like the way that there is an intricate design, sort of prize or treasure there in the center, but I'm wondering whether there may be a way for it to relate better to the rest of the design, or could it be repeated elsewhere? Travis, these are some really quirky and fun images. I'm not sure which one you've gone with. I wanted to liken what you're doing to drawings made by Mel Bachner. All of his work doesn't bear a resemblance, but some does. Hello, Adam, I know you want to go with an Art Deco or modern design. Looking at these, the design seems strong. The one that attracts my attention the most, I'm not sure which you're going with, is the top left. I like the quality of tension and compression seen there.